Thank you so much for being with us. Gomi-san, welcome to this panel. Kawazoe-san, thank you for coming from Japan.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know how many people know this fact. NTT have more than 2,000 researchers and spending annually more than $3 billion on basic research. And that's what we're going to really talk about today, right? That what and why NTT is doing it. Is it just research institute, or we are trying to apply research in some practical life? Other interesting thing is, if you think about it in the last 10 years, a lot of new services were talked about and built around that you use your credit card, and on top of hyperscaler, you can build the business. You know, Instagram, Twitter, and so many other things. And research kind of took a little bit of a backstage, and I'm sure many of you know this, the generative AI, which a topic of every boardroom, came out of a basic research and part of a lot of work the universities and scientists do. So keeping that in mind, Kawazoe-san,
yes?
The first question is for you, right? You know, NTT has been focused and committed to basic research for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, what is the basic research?
Okay, thank you, Bob. Yeah, there are two characteristics of NTT R&D compared with other organizations R&D. The first one is that research area is extremely wide. We have 14 individual laboratories in Japan and 3 laboratories in the United States. These laboratories belong to Research Inc., Gomi-san's laboratory. And as Bob mentioned, the number of researchers is 2,300 people. And as you can understand, this is a very big organization. And they achieved a great performance now. And I'm very proud of them. And the second feature is that the depth of research. We carried out continuous research from fundamental research to practical development. The meaning of these two features is that we can offer original services and technologies using a strong R&D product, and that only NTT can provide to our customers in worldwide of industries. And sometimes it's the world's first innovations.
You know, it's kind of interesting to really see, you know, world first innovation, because that really stuck to my mind. You know, that goes back, you know, Gomi-san, now you're running NTT Research in US. You opened it from a ground up about 5 years ago. It's the same time NTT VC was started.
Yeah.
Before being a CEO of NTT Research US, I remember you being a CTO a long time ago when internet was in very ground level. So you saw the internet grow, which also came out of research. And then you became the CEO of America's business for NTT for many, many years. Why did you choose to come back to research? Because usually when people leave research, they don't ever come back, right?
Okay. Yeah. So as Vab mentioned, yeah, a little bit of my background. 5 years ago, as I mentioned, I started this research team in Silicon Valley. But prior to that, I was running business in North America as a CEO of NTT America. So that was the background. And then to answer your question, Vab, that, well, because it's cool, I guess. And it's definitely cool to be back on the research. But yeah, certainly, well, certainly that was my one word, if I say, that's the way to go. But at the same time, I feel that I can make a difference, that I've been spending quite a bit of time on the research, on the business, and then just be on the research side now. And there's always has to be a good connections between the two. So I think that I can probably do that.
Yeah, I can assess that because I host a lot of NTT clients from around the world, the CXOs, CTOs, and they always want to visit NTT research in Silicon Valley. Can you give us a little bit of insight, right? Did you go out and just hire 5, 10 people and just say, okay, I got a research going? I also heard some rumors that you work with some universities. So if you can just get a minute, give like, what is the NTT Research US doing?
Sure. I think I would suspect, I cannot see, but some of our top-notch researchers are here with us listening to this. But I think for the most case that the researchers we got together is that I think that we have a core fundamental idea. What do you want to accomplish? And then which is that we want to create the world's best team in each areas. And once that the vision is set, and then the core of those people are starting the leadership team in each areas, and then it's from there is a like-minded, great insight for researchers and scientists have come together, and then kind of from there it's kind of growing.
So NTT Research US is working with how many universities?
We have 15 relationships with 15 different universities in the US, mostly in the US. Some are Asia, some are in Europe, but the 15 is the number.
That's great. So Kawazoe-san, $3 billion is a lot of money,
Yes.
okay, especially when you convert that to yen
Yeah.
in recent years. So can you give us some of the examples of how the NTT business benefited from some of the core basic research done by your team?
Okay. I think a symbolic example is optical fiber technologies. Our R&D team has succeeded to develop first commercial optical fiber technology in the world. So long-term of profit from fiber optical service are called FTTA. H service made our strong...
So fiber to home.
Yeah, fiber to the home made a great basement of our business now, I think. And now Japan is the #1 country about the coverage of FTTH service in the world. It's about 99.8%.
Yeah.
Yes, and next, I think, is ION.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will come back to ION
Okay.
in next few questions. What is it and what is it all about? It's interesting to see, I don't know how many people have gone to Japan and have visited Japan. Reaching the 99.8% households and businesses have fiber to their home. This is not something new. It actually was reached 10, 15 years ago. And it started in early 2000, NTT started to roll out as the first telecom provider to offer that kind of service, where no packet drops and no quality of service needed because everything is top rated. So kind of moving on to the next question, right? Something I know, NTT have a history of 100 years. And what really always make me humble and really feel lucky to be part of it is NTT cares for society. So if you really look at it, you know, entities wants to be part of the communities, want to do the right things. One of the key part of our generation should be really worried about, depending, it doesn't matter, you're a Democrat or Republican, you should worry about it, is the climate, right? So is there something basic research can help with the climate?
Yeah, yes. As you know, now no organization in any country has yet been able to accurately predict the climate crisis yet, I think. It's very difficult to solve this problem, but I think we have to continue the fundamental research and innovation to solve this. As you know, generative AI use a lot of kind of language generated from humans, But I think this AI is not enough to solve this problem. I think basic research creates new truths of things. The answer is not in humans. I think the answer is included in Earth and universe. By utilizing this, we will be able to close to solve this big problem of climate crisis in the future, I think.
So, Gomi-san, do you care for climate crisis? And
Of
do you
course,
think
yeah.
research can help?
Yes, well, obviously research can help, yes, definitely. And while climate problem is such a big problem, I think one research institution or one company can resolve everything. I don't think so. I think everybody has to get together. So some of the examples that I would like to point out is that you can see at the exhibitions, which is going on across the street at the NTT even today. So NTT R&D is doing a couple of interesting things, like artificial photosynthesis. So basically, photosynthesis, that's all the trees and grasses and everything capture the carbons from the air, and then that turn into the nutritions for the plants and everything. But basically, that you can do that artificially. So capture the CO2. That's one. Carbon capture is one of the big word, and then a lot of people are working on different ways. But certainly, photosynthesis is one of them.
The next on the list for me personally, as I'm aging, I don't know what you do, but you don't age. For the 20 years I've known you, Gomi-san, so is healthcare, right? Health. So are you doing anything in healthcare in your U.S. Research?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and then actually, right before this panel, that was the biodigital twin panel that you heard. That's mostly the team you heard was working on that mechanical model of that heart, and then create a biodigital twin so that medical treatment will be basically, at the end of the day, it's affordable for everybody, and then so you can get the best notch medical care. That's and then obviously that's good for everybody. So.
Got it. So Kawazoe-san, generative AI is attracting a lot of attention since last year, and even NTT have announced in Japan to start with Suzumi.
A little bit difficult to pronounce.
Yes, so please, we need English word also for that. Suzumi.
Suzumi.
Yeah, Suzumi.
Yes.
Foundational model.
Yeah.
So what is your overall view on generative AI, and how do you see it's working out?
Okay, Job. As you know, generative AI can do most of the things. But do you know what is the only thing that generative AI cannot do?
What?
Yeah. They cannot deny his answers.
Oh.
Because a huge single this AI aggregates all data and all computer resources. It's like a dictator who never admits his mistakes. I think that's why some people fear AI. And so NTT proposed a new AI architecture called AI constellation. AI should share their answer or opinions and monitor, sometimes collaborate, sometimes check each other, and operate democratically like a human society. I think using this method, we can apply AI more safely.
Got it. I have a follow-on question for you, Gomi-san. You are based in Silicon Valley. I know you pay deep attention to not only the research, but what's going on today. What are your views for generative AI?
I think, well, probably many people agree with this viewpoints. This is just the beginning, I think. This is just the beginning. And we have so many so much to do, so many things to be done. And when it comes to the business application, pretty much sky's your limit kind of thing. There are so many things that you can apply to this core technology of generative AIs. And I'm sure many of you are thinking about it as we speak. But at the same time, a little bit of a research side of the spin here is that, and then also the sustainability issues. I think many of you hear about the problem of that large energy consumptions of AI engines. I heard some data that within like 2 years, 3 years, that all of the AI data centers will consume the same amount of energy of the entire country of Sweden requires electricity. So that's scary. That's really scary. And as you can imagine, that heats up all the earth. So one of the research that I am really excited about what's going on in NTT research is that this comes in the photonics technology. But the photonics can address this problem, that how to make the AI engine more energy efficient. There are a couple of ways to do it, but eventually we can do all the computations required for the AI or the deep neural network. We can replace some of the silicon chips with the photonics chips, and then can do the same exact computations. So, and then if we get there, we can reduce the energy consumption drastically, basically fraction of what you need today.
Wow. It's very interesting because as people may not know this, NTT is one of the top data center companies around the world. What does that mean? We build campuses and campuses of very large buildings, which have a power, space, cooling. And I won't name all the customers, but some of the world's largest hyperscalers, internet companies bring their servers there. And one of the trends we are really seeing, right, is you used to have cooling for the whole building. Now that cooling is required specialized cooling is required for each rack. So amount of water, so it's not just electricity, it's about the water, is unprecedented. If you basically want to do a Google search, right, and I mean, there's controversies happening now that some of the AI companies are going to rural America and building data center and consuming all the water around. So I think research is really needed. And it's going to be really, really critical that we find a new way. But otherwise, we will run out of the basic resources, or it will become very expensive.
Yes.
Because that's the other part is, as an AI, you don't want to have AI only for people or only for the companies who are very rich. Otherwise, the rich and poor divide will become really big.
Yeah,
so
it is.
as
Even that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kawazoe-san, last year, NTT in Japan announced the deployment of all photonic network. And so maybe you can tell a little bit us about what is it, and then how the AI will work, and ION will help. And maybe you start with what's ION and all photonics network, and then kind of tell like how all that kind of help AI.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I believe ION can become a platform for AI communications because time synchronization is very essential for that. But unfortunately, the internet is not enough for that because the internet is an infrastructure that don't have any cloud. And today, this morning, I received a great news from Japan. This morning, I received, as you know, US-Japan summit meeting was held yesterday between President Biden and Prime Minister Kishida. And the US-Japan governments announced that in their document that they become strong cooperation on ION.
So what is ION?
As
Gomi-san, maybe you
Okay,
answer.
yeah.
already.
So IWAN, it's in short of Innovative Optical and Wireless Network. But I think that the first off is that the IWAN is that new technology paradigm for IT infrastructures. But when it's come down to the detail level, one of the key feature is the optics. They use the optics to basically, first off, is to reduce the energy consumptions of the IT systems. But not just that, by using optics, you can get some other benefits like lower latencies, higher bandwidth, and so on. So, but in the end, by using IWAN, we are going to address those issues we just talked about, that sustainability potential problem, and then power consumption issues. That IWAN's big picture is to address that altogether by effectively using photonics technology.
Yes.
Bob, I want to add.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I announced, I presented ION in April 2019. Most of people think internet is very important. Many of the business are created from the internet. And the young people think internet is necessary. I want to remove this kind of limitations from this. So I announced ION is very important because ION realized no limitation. A lot of possibility will be realized here. Mm-hmm. This is a strong message for them.
Okay. As we move on, right, here's other interesting facts about NTT. NTT have 300,000 employees, 150,000 are outside of Japan. So we have kind of reached true globalization of NTT. NTT have employees based in more than 50 countries, customers headquartered in 70 plus countries, 100,000 enterprise customers in every vertical. And one thing NTT always talks about and taught a lot of us who's part of the NTT ecosystem is voice of customers. Mm-hmm. And through this voice of customers, right, it builds a society. And Kawazoe-san, what do you think as AI is evolving? How should the society and humans adopt it? Because there seems to be a lot of discussions and debate. And as NTT, as an open company, on one side, NTT is building basic foundational LLMs. IT services business is going around the world and saying we can help you adopt AI. Yeah. At the same time, NTT is also publishing papers or opinions that be very careful of AI and manage it. Yeah. Right? That shows the true openness of NTT. But from your view, what is your advice and what is your view?
Yeah, very important issue.
Yes.
Yeah, as you know, technology will evolve,
yes.
And AI will evolve.
Yes.
So your question is, how about humans?
Yes.
I believe we humans should also evolve. Sports players sometimes show us very amazing performance. For example, baseball players, Shotani Ohei, he is. Humans have undergone gradual psychological evolution very slowly, but they are achieving deep evolutions by acquiring new ICT into themselves. So my message, finally, I want to introduce he. He is a DJ player named Masa, and he was diagnosed with ALS. By utilizing new ICT, he enhanced his own body capabilities and was reborn as a new DJ players. So please watch the video.
Okay.
Masa, IVDJ, diagnosed with ALS in 2013. Being paralyzed did not stop his passion to continue creating music using gaze input. He endeavors, fueled with hope for the next stage. Electromyography, a subtle electricity generated when moving the muscle. We have developed a technology to sense the signal from the muscle of Masa and move his digital avatar. Though he can no longer move his arms nor feet. On the digital twin, he may regain the freedom to move. The stage for the challenge was set at Ars Electronica, the world-renowned festival of media art.
Masa is joining this stage from Tokyo.
The presentation was done with cross-lingual text-to-speech technology, reproducing his voice from the past recordings in multiple languages.
Hello everyone, I'm Masa from with ALS, while continuing to fight ALS in Tokyo.
Masa communicated in English with his own voice. In the live performance, the audience enthusiastically responded. Echoing his hands raised high.
I could feel I was connecting with the audience. I continue to challenge the impossible. Dance with you.
Okay, how did you feel?
It's very
great,
impressive. So
Thank you. Yeah, I think he shows us that with the power of technology, we can achieve well-being.
good. I have a few questions. Can you name the fruit for which is worth to come to Japan and have that fruit? Which fruit is that?
Fruit?
Yes, fruit. I want to have some fun facts before I summarize the session. Yeah.
Muskmelon.
Muskmelon, okay? So please ask ChatGPT today to tell you what muskmelon is. It's worth going to Japan. Gomi-san, I do want to kind of ask you one important question. Since you were there at the internet time, and there's a lot of spam emails, a lot of fraud happened.
Still happening.
Yes. So can you promise us in your research you will also work on techniques to control the fraud and other potential risk
Right.
of AI?
Yeah,
So
well,
can we have your promise?
we will work on it for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, promise.
Promise, that's the word I was
Yeah,
looking for.
but you actually we have a little bit of hint how to do that, and if you are here with us for the afternoon session for the AI, you will hear
Yeah,
that.
So please don't leave.
Yeah,
okay?
please don't leave. Stay tuned until the afternoon session.
I think, my job is to make investments in new startup companies, and I've been doing that for 24 years now. What I am seeing is, and Gomi-san and I were both there, we did not start the internet, but we did play our role to make it global and make it commercial from an infrastructure side. I think there's a potential in next 10 years, we're going to see more breakthroughs because of AI, because of basic research, which is 100x more than combined of things which got done in the last 100 years. But research is going to play a key role and a central role in that. So thank you for everything you're doing, Kawazoe-san,
Yeah.
and Gomi-san, to you and all the research and scientists who are in this room. We are in debt to you because you're going to solve a lot of humanity problems. And thank you, everyone, for taking time and coming and being part of NTT research. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.